Welcome to Sports Guy Talking. I am Dustin Tran, your host, as I am here today to talk about the play-in matchup between the Thunder and the Pelicans. The Thunder currently are holding the 10th seed as their offense has been really good. The Pelicans, on the other hand, are the 9th seed as they have been hot and cold all season long. Before I say anything else though, I want to present you guys with a topic question. So here it is. Who will win the play-in matchup? Thunder or Pelicans? And honestly, it's going to come down to which offense will perform better for both teams. Why do I say that? Because both of these offenses are very good. They are also very young. You look at this Thunder team, they are an up-and-coming young basketball team. Same thing with the New Orleans Pelicans. The New Orleans Pelicans, they won 2 play-in matchups last year as the 9th seed. That's how they ended up making the NBA playoffs last season, as they finished the year really strong last year. And I expect the same thing from the New Orleans Pelicans. Yeah, they're not going to have Zion Williamson, but at this point, I think Pelicans fans are used to the fact that they are going to be missing Zion Williamson due to injury because of the fact that Zion Williamson basically never plays anyway. I mean, yeah, he plays in theory, but he doesn't play a lot of games anyway. Zion Williamson only played in 29 games this season, so that means that he missed 53 games this year, which is becoming a new regular for Zion Williamson. That seems to be the trend for him. He seems to be on the verge of becoming the new Greg Oden, which is where he ended up looking really good for a period of time. He ends up going for the number 1 overall pick. He's touted as a generational talent. Then injuries keep striking him over and over again. That seems to be what is happening to Zion Williamson. But even so, the New Orleans Pelicans still have a nice roster. They've got Brandon Ingram. They've got C.J. McCollum. They've got Trey Murphy III. They've got Jonas Valanciunas. They've got Herb Jones. So they still have a nice core on the New Orleans Pelicans because those guys can put points on the bucket. They are really good at what they do. They do a good job grabbing rebounds. They do a good job passing the ball. C.J. McCollum is their de facto playmaker for them. C.J. McCollum has been one of the more underrated players for the New Orleans Pelicans. Yeah, he might not put up the greatest stats. He might only be averaging 20.9 points per game, but what he does is he puts buckets in the hoop, and more importantly, he distributes the basketball really well. He's averaging 5.7 assists per game. If you told me that C.J. McCollum was doing that, I probably wouldn't have believed you unless if I looked at the stat sheet. That's how good C.J. McCollum has been passing the basketball. He's been a great distributor for them. Herb Jones has done a great job playing defense. He can knock down shots. He can play defense. He's got 1.6 steals. I mean, he's been really good on the defensive end of the floor. So you look at the New Orleans Pelicans. They've got players. They've got experience. That should equate to a win. But if you're the Oklahoma City Thunder, though, they will be saying to themselves, hey, we got a pretty good offense, too. We are a young team. We are explosive. Yeah, we might not have the experience, but we have the energy and we have the depth to possibly pull off this upset against the New Orleans Pelicans. When you look at the OKC Thunder, they are an exciting team. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is averaging 31.4 points per game. This dude is putting up superstar-like numbers. If I told you guys that he was averaging 31.4 points per game before the year started, you probably would have thought that I was an insane man. But that's exactly what Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has done. He's also done a good job passing the ball, 5.5 assists. He's done a good job getting rebounds as well. He's averaging almost 5 rebounds a game. He's done a great job blocking shots for a point guard. He's averaging 1 block a game, which is actually kind of pretty crazy to think about, considering the fact that he is a point guard and he's also the leading blocker for the OKC Thunder. That's insane to think that a point guard could do that, but that's exactly what Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is doing. He's also stole the ball 1.6 times per game, so he's been a menace on the defensive end of the floor. He's done a great job shooting the basketball on the offensive end of the floor as well. And the OKC Thunder, they've got weapons as well. They've got Josh Giddey. They've got Jalen Williams. They've got Luguentez Dort. They've got Isaiah Joe. They've got guys that can score points and put points in the bucket. Terrence Mann has been pretty solid for the OKC Thunder as well. So when you look at it from that perspective, the OKC Thunder, they got guys that can put the ball on the hoop. The problem is, do they have what it takes to protect the paint? Because they don't have the bigs that can protect the paint on a consistent basis. There's a reason why Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is leading the team in blocks. No disrespect to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, but if a point guard is leading the team in blocks per game, that means that their rim protection in general is probably really bad. The OKC Thunder, they can play great offense, but defensively they are poor on that side of the floor as well. Isaiah Joe, I mean, he's the definition of a guy that plays poor defense, but he's done great on the offensive end of the floor because he's shooting almost 41% from the three-point line. That's really impressive to me as well. I think the key for OKC Thunder to win this game, they've got to shoot the lights out. They've got to make a ton of threes, and they just got to make enough stops on defense. If you're the OKC Thunder, if you want to win this game, you've got to put points on the board as fast as possible and run down the floor very effectively. They've got to play aggressive. They've got to play not to lose. Play as fast-paced as possible. If you're the New Orleans Pelicans, though, they want to be able to dominate the boards, dominate the rebounds, put the ball in the hoop, score points in the paint, have Brandon Ingram take over. If the New Orleans Pelicans want to win this game, they've got to have C.J. McCollum and Brandon Ingram be the duo that they are capable of being. They've got to have guys that can score the basketball, get the rebounds, put the ball in the paint, and play a little bit of defense on OKC and try not to get gassed out. But the good news is when you get to these playing games, when you get to those playoff games, the intensity for basketball is going to be different. The intensity is not going to be as chill. The intensity of the game is going to heaten up, and the speed of the game is going to slow down as well. So when you look at it from that perspective, that seems to favor the New Orleans Pelicans. So with all those factors that I just explained, I think that the New Orleans Pelicans should be able to win this game. It also helps that they were at home too. I'm going to take the New Orleans Pelicans by 5 points. I got the Pelicans winning this game by the score of 111 to 106. So I got the Thunder scoring 106 while I got the Pelicans scoring 111. That's the score that I got. That's what I see happening. So that is why the Pelicans will win the play-in matchup against the Thunder, as the Pelicans are just a little more experienced than the Thunder are right now. Remember, go ahead and subscribe to Sports Guy Talking, like the video, and please comment down below. If you guys do that, I may shout you guys out in my Instagram story every Monday. That'll be for the @DustinTran Instagram account. Make sure to follow me on Instagram @DustinTran and @Sports Guy Talking. Also, go follow me on Twitter @DustinTran. Again, go ahead and do those things that I just told you guys to go do. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the content that was just produced. Peace out. I hope you enjoyed that video. Want more Sports Guy Talking, the home of great sports content? Make sure you click that subscribe button to get the latest from Sports Guy Talking. Go ahead and like the video. Comment down below. Check the description box on the video in order to follow my Instagram and Twitter. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from the YouTube channel, Sports Guy Talking.